So in this practice, we are going to focus on sympathetic joy. Sympathetic joy is being happy at somebody else's happiness, feeling joy at somebody else's good fortune. It is one of the most difficult concepts and practices because we are so conditioned to compare ourselves with others, so conditioned to treat the world as a competitive space. So someone's good fortune, someone's accomplishments, something that makes someone else happy feels like it is diminishing us somehow. It is also because we are so used to feeling inadequate, feeling less than, because when the world is organized by hierarchy, someone's better than the other. So what we want to do is to start feeling a sense of security and connection with your own self, and we use the breath to do that. So if at any time in the practice, your mind wanders, gently notice and use the next breath to bring it back to the practice. So however you feel comfortable in your body, whether you're sitting on a chair, or on the floor, or lying down, or where you own your body and you feel connected and grounded in your body, and where you feel secure and safe and held in the body, in our lives, in our worlds, wherever you are. And if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. If you're hesitant to close your eyes, you can just direct your gaze inwards. Without closing the eyes, you just direct your mental gaze inward. So you're going to notice how we feel. And because we are so conditioned to compare ourselves with others, somebody is better than the other, we see the world as divided. So we don't see ourselves as one with the universe. And if we perceive the world as separate and divided, it is difficult to feel joy at someone else's happiness because they are not us. So what we're going to do now to open the practice is to take a breath and connect with your body. Take another breath, connect with your life. Take a third breath, connect with Mother Earth, the universal breath. That's something that we share with every being on the planet. Every breathing body is breathing with the planet Earth, Mother Earth. So we are all connected and together. And if you perceive the world as separate, as divided, it's difficult to feel joy at someone else's happiness because they are not us. Because it is their happiness, not ours. That's a very conditioned way of looking at it, because society conditions us. And sympathetic joy is the opposite of jealousy and envy. Envy and jealousy come from comparisons, division, inadequacy, seeing even momentarily everything as separate versus one. Makes it very hard to be happy at someone else's happiness. But we are one. We are all connected with Mother Earth, whose big breath gives us all breath, keeps us alive. Take another breath, connect with the Mother Earth, connect with the universal breath that keeps us all alive. The prince and the pauper, the oppressed and the oppressor, the saint and the scoundrel, we are all part of the same tapestry. When we share in someone else's joy, we feel part of their happiness. And for that one moment at least, we are not separate from them. Feel their joy. And that's what we're going to try and do in this practice, to take joy at someone else's joy. So breathe in and breathe out. If your mind had wandered, use the next breath to bring it back to the practice. Take one more breath for good measure, because sympathetic joy is a bit difficult for most of us to feel. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, I want you to think of a time when you are very happy, so happy. Could be something very small, could be something very big. Maybe you cracked a big case. Maybe you scored a big deal. Maybe you got into the job or organization or university or college of your choice, or you won the big grant. Could be big, could be small. Maybe your puppy gave you a kiss. Your baby smiled. Or your muffins came out good. Your coffee was perfect. Whatever. That moment where you felt like really good and happy. So bring to your mind your beautiful face, your own face when you're happy. What does your face look like? Do you know what it feels to be happy? Can you bring it to your mind? How does it feel in your face? Do you feel warm? Do you feel flushed? How does it feel? Just a moment, experience that. Your own happiness. Bring to your moment a moment of your own happiness. And think of someone you know feels happiness at your joy, your success. Think of someone who's most happy with your good news. That friend, that parent, that teacher, the mentor, the partner who you call, who feels joy at your joy. Now bring to your mind their face. How do you think they react to your happiness in the moment? What does that feel like? What does their face look like when they are so happy for you? Does their face beam with happiness for you? Does their face radiate generosity of spirit? Imprint that on your mind's eye, in your mind. How do you feel when someone's happy for you? And it shows in their face. You can see they're not jealous, they're not envious, they are just happy for you, for your well-being, your success, your happiness. How does it make you feel? Do you feel grateful? Does their happiness contribute to yours? Does it double your happiness? So say thank you for being and sharing in my joy. Thank you for doubling my happiness because you reflect mine back. Say thank you, universe, for giving this person to me in the moment. Someone that cheers me, supports me, someone that can show sympathetic joy to me. So now recall a moment when you saw them happy, which made you happy. And take a breath if your mind had wandered to bring it back to this moment and bring this person's eye and their face in your mind. Recall how their face shines when they receive your sympathetic joy. You are happy for them and it shows. And how do they feel? When they feel one with you because both your happiness mirror each other. We have experienced it. We know what it feels like when someone else mirrors it and someone else is so happy because we are happy for them. Because we know that our brain has mirror neurons that multiply every emotion. Radiant joy at others' happiness. So pay attention to this person's joy because you're happy for them. That is being one in joy. Say thank you to them for giving you an opportunity to share in their joy. Say thank you for giving you a joyful moment at somebody else's happiness. So let's breathe in and breathe out. If your mind had wandered to a story about this person, just bring it back with the next breath. Breathe in and breathe out. So breathe in and breathe out. Now bring to someone your mind that whom you are neutral, with whom you don't have an emotional valence, not particularly positive or negative, someone you may see occasionally, someone you may not have interacted much with. You have no strong feelings for them either way. Imagine them being happy at your happiness. They see you and you're happy and they see that and they respond with happiness. Imagine them responding with positive joy and happiness at your happiness. Now you're receiving their sympathetic joy in your mind. How does that feel? How does it feel to receive their sympathetic joy? Feel it in your body, like your hands, your stomach, your chest feeling like full because they are beaming their happiness at you and makes you happy and doubles your happiness. How does it feel when someone shows sympathetic joy to you? Someone that whom you don't have an emotionally meaningful relationship, but even then, how does it feel to have their happiness for you? Does it feel surprising? Maybe grateful? All feelings are legitimate and all feelings are acceptable. But for this moment, we're not going to focus on the negative emotions you may have. Say suspicion. Sometimes we're suspicious when somebody is so happy for us because you're like, really? Because I don't believe that you'll be so happy for me because you don't really like me. Or I'm not worthy. You're just saying that. We say that all the time. Oh, you're just saying that when somebody is giving you a compliment. No, but we are going to focus on something that is delightful, like a surprise or gratitude that they're happy for you, and worthiness because you're worthy of receiving that kind of a sympathetic joy. And be grateful that they have the generosity of spirit that allows them to be happy for you. Say, thank you. Bring to your mind their face and say, thank you for surprising me with your positivity and generosity, your sympathetic joy. Thank you for multiplying my happiness. Thank the universe. Thank you, universe, for giving me this moment, this information about how the world can be, that the world can be joyful for me. Imprint that feeling in your mind. Now breathe in and breathe out. If your mind had wandered, it's a good time to use the next breath to bring it back to the practice. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, imagine this person being happy. Maybe you just see them walking down the street, in the parking lot, maybe they have a smile on their face. You don't even know what they're happy about, but you smile back and share in their joy. Maybe they got some really good news about their health, or about their college, or about their child's success. Something is going on. Maybe they saw a puppy in the street that made them happy, or they saw a video of a baby panda or cheetah that made them happy. But their face is beaming with joy and happiness. How do you respond? You know our brain is wired to mirror emotion, so you can reflect their happiness back. For a moment, imagine you beaming back your joy at seeing them so happy. How does it feel? And now, say thank you to them for giving you this moment of happiness. Say, thank you, my friend, for sharing your shine and radiance and multiplying joy and happiness in the world. A moment of joy, because joy is joy, whether you feel it for someone or yourself. So thank you to give me an opportunity to experience sympathetic joy. And take a breath, connect with the Mother Earth and the universe, and say, thank you, universe, for sending me someone with such a joyful, happy face, for giving me a moment of joy. If your mind wanders, use the next breath to come back to practice. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Sympathetic joy is even more difficult than compassion, because even compassion to strangers is easier. We are conditioned to feel compassion. Compassion feeds into the same hierarchical conditioning through our families, religion, social expectations, and norms. Compassion is a feeling, a response, an action to someone that is in need. Sometimes compassionate response can still come from one up and one down place, because you feel compassion for someone that is in need. It makes us feel good that, yes, I'm a compassionate person. And what we see in our mirror looks good, because compassion makes us feel good and righteous. What we see reflected in the mirror makes us a good person. But sympathetic joy is erasing that difference, that separation. It forces us to contend with our dark impulses, such as jealousy, envy, that arises out of our own sense of inadequacy. Take a deep breath and connect with your good self and the practice. Society trains us to compare ourselves with others, It's a one up, one down relationship that disconnects us from each other, as if we are not all part of the same fabric, the same humanity. When we don't, it becomes a bit of a human tendency to be a little bit jealous because we see others as not ourselves, separate, cut off, dualistic, that we have a boundary. So trust your breath, your next breath, to connect to the universal breath, Mother Earth, and the trees that nourish us with their big breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring your attention back to your breath and feel that we are all one. The pauper and the prince, they are within us. We are one. The righteous and the rascal, we are one. The oppressed and the oppressor, we are one. We are all united by Mother Earth, the life force for all of us, because she gives us the breath, just literally and figuratively. Now take 3 more deep breaths to cleanse the toxic feelings of inadequacy, jealousy, comparison with others. Breathe in, breathe out. Our divided nature and identity systems. Jealousy is egocentric. Sympathetic joy is expansive, universal. That is the rejoicing that we are all one. Breathe in and breathe out. If your mind wanders, use the next breath to bring it back to the practice. Breathe in, breathe out. I'm going to give you a moment at your pace to take a couple of more breaths. And pay attention to your body. How does it feel? If you're feeling any stress, any toxicity, anything, just pay attention. Send it some loving attention and kindness and acceptance so we can experience joy. And now bring to mind someone with whom you don't have a very positive relationship. Not necessarily somebody who's very negative. So if it's a 1 to 5 scale, don't go for a 10, don't go for an 8, don't go for a 5. Or a 6, go for like a 3 or 4, because a little bit negative, but not toxic. Because we are also trying to be kind and gentle with ourselves in this practice. Maybe your relationship got off on the wrong foot. Maybe they said something you didn't care for. Maybe they understood something you said. So think of that person. Imagine they were happy because you are happy. Like they come and tell you, congratulations, this is so great. Or like, oh, I saw you are like so happy. It's nice to see you so happy. If they come and tell you that, and if they are happy for you, does your feeling for them change on the scale? Does it move a little bit? How does it feel to be the recipient of their sympathetic joy with someone with whom you don't necessarily have the best of relationships? And it is possible to feel sympathetic joy with someone with whom we may even have somewhat of a negative relationship. So how does it feel to be the recipient of sympathetic joy from a person whom you did not hold in high esteem or expect to be happy for you? Imagine they're actually happy for you. How do you feel? Are you surprised? Is your heart opening up a little bit? And are you willing to revisit your relationship with them just in that moment, or reappraise? Thinking about like, wow, I'm pretty shocked. I never expected this from them. I did not expect them to respond to my happiness. Wow, I just didn't expect it. Maybe I miscalculated. Maybe I'm holding on to an idea of them that is stuck in time. Maybe there are parts of them that I did not appreciate or connect with, or their story that I don't know, their background. Take the next breath to hold and connect your own sense of generosity and grace. Maybe I did not give them grace, the benefit of doubt. And that is the most reassuring thing about the universe, your fellow humans, that even the ones we did not think could be happy for us may actually surprise us. And if they have the capacity, maybe we do too. Say thank you for being happy for me. Thank you for reassuring my faith in human capacity for sympathetic joy. Take another breath. Thank you, universe, for sending me this person and their sympathetic joy today. It may be difficult to remove the negativity, but at least moving to a little bit of neutrality is the first step to sympathetic joy. Because now imagine being happy for them. Since you have received their sympathetic joy in your mind, you may be feeling a little bit warmer towards them. How would you react to their success and happiness? How would you feel if that success is yours and your happiness is yours? How would you feel? Can you reflect the joy? Take a breath, orient yourself, feel secure in your body. Pay attention to your pelvic floor that holds us, all our organs in safety. Pay attention. Take a deep breath, push it down. How does it feel to be generous in spirit? Because they modeled it in your mind's eye. For this 1 second, can you be united in joy with them, their joy? Say, thank you for sharing your happiness. Thank you for being happy. Thank you for giving me a chance to open my heart. Thank you for giving me a chance to soften my spine, to change my mind. Say, thank you, universe, for giving me this opportunity to experience through and for others, and creating a positive cycle of sympathetic joy. Because we are all one. I have no doubt about it, that we are all one. We are connected. These divisions are artificial. They are in the moment, in the time, in history. We think we carry so much from the history that we didn't even experience. So the pauper and the prince, we are one. The oppressor and the oppressed, we are one. The saint and the scoundrel, they are one, and we are them. Keep that moment of connection with others, with the universe in your heart. Remind yourself of this feeling when you cultivate sympathetic joy, very deliberately, very intentionally, very mindfully. When you see somebody else's social media post, when you see somebody else's success, you hear about their success, and if you have a negative reaction, kind of connect back to this practice and this moment where you can actually summon up happiness, because they are not different, they are the same. So thank you so much for joining me in this practice and trusting me to lead you in this. So let's close with 3 breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. The universe can be very expansive, and we are the universe. We can be expansive too. We can be expansive by opening up our circles of care, concern, morality, and joy. Breathe in, breathe out. Smile. How does it feel? Breathe in, breathe out. So stay as long as you wish in this moment of joy that is suffusing your brain and body. You want, give yourself a hug or expand with the universe, and then give yourself a hug. Give a massage to your face. Treat yourself with joy and feel the joy that you feel for others and the universe. When you're very ready and satisfied, gently open your eyes. Thank you for joining me in this practice, and keep this sympathetic joy at the ready for you to feel secure and connected and generous and gracious and giving.